Alright folks, so working on the pit. We got sticks down there now. My grandson was playing with the dog and got the dog to go down there, but he don't look like he got all these sticks. But anyway, so we've got slate in both ends. Looks pretty good. I'm hoping this camera's not fogging up on me. Alright, if the camera was trying to fog up, I come in, it was laying in the house in the air conditioner. So anyway, we're getting the gravel around it, getting everything done. These big slate rocks, it was a pain in the butt because I had to go load them by hand. I bought these rocks 20 years ago, and they're about, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches thick. So 20 years ago, a guy told me, he said, well, you can have all you want if you load them for 20 bucks. But I had to load by hand. So I had a 16-foot trailer with me. So I loaded that thing up, and these rocks here, you know, they're probably, well, they got to be 200, 250 pounds a piece at least. And loading them on that trailer didn't seem too bad. And then I went to load them in the back of the side-by-side to bring them around here, and they kicked my butt. So that's just the fact that you can't do things like you used to do. Okay, so now what we're working on, I don't know if you can see because this thing is not doing right when I put it up, but that Z-bar that's running through there, I'm going to actually bolt a 2x6 inside of that, and then probably get some joist hangers and run joists from there across the top. Now this is only 8 foot apart, and I'll probably go 9 foot with the joists, and then well, not the joists, but the rafters or whatever you want to call them, but go 9 foot with them, let them hang over about a foot, and then on this end, once I get the joist hangers on and get all of them on, I'm going to come back and put angle iron bolted into the top and then bolted through the board on it. So we can probably go over 2 foot and then put 1x4 strips and then put 10 on top. That's the plan. So we're going to be working on that. I've got a I'll show you what I've got sawed. Okay, so we got a 9x9 beam sawed here, and just haven't decided what I'm going to cut it into yet. But alright folks, we're polishing on the crankshaft, trying to get it ready to sit in. But before we even set it in, we have to sit in the flywheel, and it's got the first half has to be set in upside down. And now it didn't come out this way, it came out with the keyway on the bottom, but I'm going to set this in with the keyway on the top. This is going to be on the bottom, and that way I think it'll be a little easier to line it up. But here's one thing I noticed. As you can see, these rough castings, from what I can tell, this thing was made, and they probably put something in between it and left part of it together and then broke it apart. So it's been snapped in half. So this was poured in one piece. You can see where it's broke here, 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 and here, and then on the side. So we've got to make sure it's got to go back together exactly like it came apart. And I didn't take it apart, so I wasn't there to be able to mark it. But it shouldn't be a problem to figure out. So we're going to set this in upside down, right in the pit. And then once that's done, we should be able to start setting our crankshaft in and get everything lined up on the crankshaft. We're going to use some bluing and try to get it, you know, perfect if we can. And I won't get it done today. I will get the crankshaft set in, but I've got to pick up some more stuff that I need. Mainly concrete anchors. I did not do the bolts in this, and I'm going to use the anchors, the ones you put in, and when you pull on them, they anchor out. Same way I did with my lamp post here. And I done that because I don't know that I'd have got them where I really needed them. It's tough to do that far away, so I figured if we got all this other stuff done, then we could do them. But the grouting is done, as you can see, and it came out really well. Put boards around it, poured it in, let it sit. So gonna clean up a little bit around it, but it looks good. The post I put up is actually a 1940 Ford drive shaft tube that I made into a light, and I drilled the concrete and put the wire through, and so we're gonna get our light on there. And then one of the subscribers had sent me a Bates cordless sign, which I have hanging on my hardware store, but I think I'm going to put a board on here and put the Bates cordless hanging on the side of the lamp post. And anyway, that's the plan. So we're going to get the flywheel, sit down in there and go from there. All right, folks, putting the flywheel in the pit, then we're going to do the crankshaft in a little bit. All right, folks, flywheel's sitting down in, or half of it is, and the crankshaft's in. Worked out really well. I've got it blocked up 3/4 of an inch, and I actually set this up without the cap on it. I put the cap on after, but I can actually turn it by hand, so that's pretty good, and especially with 24 inches of bearing. So anyway, I'm not sure if we're going to move the flywheel over to where it was exactly, or if I might slide the keyway over that way a little bit. I don't think it's going to hurt a thing. And I've got a little bit more wire brushing and cleaning up to do on these surfaces where they mount together. But anyway, crank's good and clean. Working on I worked on the bearing journals for a long time to get them how I wanted them, and checked the bearings really well. And it's fine. I think if I was going to run it, I would go ahead and rebab it if I was going to run it for, even a sawmill or something like that. But with it just being slow turning and, just sort of a show deal, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And anyway, so looking real good. I was real happy with my pedestal, the way that it came out, the height. It actually worked really well, and even though it did blow out, it was still worked out the way I wanted it. So everything's good to go. Engine is level as can be, both ways, forward and back, left to right. The grout's done. Everything is coming along, and it's looking really good. So hopefully we can get this other half the flywheel on and, get everything else taken care of like it needs to be done, and we'll keep moving in the right direction anyway. All right, folks, this is where we're going to leave this at for now. I was going to work on my roof today over the Taylor Ironworks engine, but I didn't get it done. I mean, I've got the rafters up there and stuff, but I don't have no tent on or anything. I got kind of busy today doing other things. A couple subscribers stopped by. Ended up selling them a truck and messed around a little bit on this, but mainly I had to go buy another crane. A little different than the other one. So this crane is a 5,000 pound capacity. And it's not the really old cranes like you see. Some of them are real old, cast iron or the plated like, but this one here is probably, I'm going to say somewhere around 1941, 42. And this company actually, well, they didn't start, they started in the 1800s, but they had merged, and that's how I know that this, or about what year that this would have been made. The Hill Acme Company in Cleveland, Ohio. It's Canton Crane, but there was a lot of different companies, but when it came together as the Hill Acme, it was in 1941. And so it's somewhere around that year. But really nice crane. Like I said, 5,000 pound capacity. It's a number 4. It weighs about 1,050 pounds. It don't look like it, but it does. It's nice and heavy. And I'm sure there's probably got some counterweight or something in there to make it so heavy. And that's 3/4 plate on top. And we got Nana checking it out. So really neat crane, nice crane. But the guy that put it on here, or put it on Facebook Marketplace, actually posted it on there, and he put on there that somebody had gave it to him for scrap and to make him an offer. So I actually made him an offer that he wasn't going to refuse, and I really don't blame him for refusing it, because I wanted it. And I wanted it for more than one reason. I wanted it because I liked it, but I wanted it for the fact that he was saving it, which I really appreciated, and because he could have easily just took it to the junkyard and got what he could get and let it go. But it was kind of funny because he told me while I was on the way up there that he texted me and told me he told me he'd meet me halfway, which I tickled me, because it was an hour and a half drive, so that cut it down to 45 minutes. And so he told me that he was driving a Honda, and Jordan, my son, went with me, and we was figuring a Honda Ridgeline or Honda Pilot or something like that, and we actually joked and said maybe it's a Honda Civic. And when we got there, it turned out it was a Honda Accord. And he had this and a lawnmower and a bunch of other stuff on a trailer behind this Honda Accord. And which, that was a heck of a load for a Honda Accord, because like I said, this is advertised at 1,050, and I don't know that it is, but that's what they claim that the 5,000 pound capacities are. And if it is, it's got to be from the legs and that. And it could be, because, that is absolutely, yeah, it's pretty solid. So but it's got brakes on it. In other words, when you pull this handle down, it actually, the shape of the axle lets the wheels come away from the bottom, and puts the brakes on when you let it up. So, but it's 2,500 pound capacity, single line. And it says if you're picking up anything over 2,500 pounds, you got to run the snatch block. Snatch block came with it. Nice setup. I like it. I just thought it was neat. It looks old. It looks like the part, and you never know when you need something like this around to fix something up and in tight spots. So I was glad to get it. So anyway, that's where we're at. We'll be back on this and on that. That's where we're at on the building. So I got to add one more strip. I got, well, 3. You can't see the other one. Yeah, there's one. Got one more strip up close to the other 10. I've got to drill my holes. I got it clamped to that. Well, it fits inside of that Z channel, but I've got to drill and bolt to the Z channel, I've got my brackets made that I'm going to put on here. I had to make some and hold everything, and then one more strip for the tin up close to that tin, and then we can slide the tin up in and get it all screwed on, and we'll be done. Not much. And then it looks like I have gotten some slate tiles. Here's 3 of them. I got these just for, there's 3 different widths there, and we're going to try to figure out how many I need. But it looks like I've got enough slate tiles that if I build something over top of this engine, I can put slate tile on it. And I know somebody said something about, well, they didn't have, you know, slate veneer in commercial and industrial applications of a steam engine, and yeah, you're right. But first, so, you know, I told somebody that the other day, and he said, well, this ain't a commercial or industrial application, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not. But that wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking more of the World's Fairs. When they put the World's Fairs on, they tried to make them just look as good as they could, and they'd use, you know, really ornate tile and stuff like that. And I always liked that. I liked them pictures of the steam engine set up and just the floor shining and just everything, you know, really beautiful. And I sort of wanted to make it, you know, that feeling. The rock, my light I put up, just that, you know, the World's Fair look. You know, it's like somebody really went in there and really worked hard and really cared about the little fine details of what something looked like and what something was. And you know, the rock's a lot of extra work. Doing the brick is, you know, more work. But the point is I'm not doing this because it's, you know, hard or because it's easy. I'm doing it because I want to do it, so I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And if it takes that much more time, that much more trouble to make it, you know, to make myself happy the way that I want to do it. I mean, this has been in the plants for 25 years, so of course I want to do it the way I want to do it. So, but you know, here it is, and that's the way it's going to be. All right, appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, bye.